it all came from fighting for a just cause, fighting for something just and doing it properly without making mistakes. Because some of the people make mistakes. Either they do too much or they do things prematurely. But in our case, we were always taking scientific steps. We didn't do anything that was adventurous. No, we only did what was doable at the time. That's why we talk of a protracted war, where you fight battles of short duration, but in a war of a long duration. The battles, when we were still small, had to be of short duration. We could not afford protracted battles because we didn't have the ammunition to fight one battle for a long time. So the battles had to be of short duration, but within a war of long duration. The war is long, but the battles are short. So combining the justness of the cause, the justness of the cause, and the correctness of the strategy, and the correctness of the tactics. All of them must be correct. Strategy correct. Strategy means covering the whole from A to Z. And that's how we succeeded. And General Kare has brought it out well that the good force we built up, the strong revolutionary force we built up, did not only rescue Uganda, but somehow contributed to some situations in the region of the Great Lakes. So therefore, I really congratulate you for belonging to such a glorious force. And making your own contribution to it, because it solves the many problems of your people.
The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Mong, has directed Government Chief Whip Hamson Oboa to issue a warning to the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Ruth Nankabirwa, for undermining the Parliament summon. This comes after the Minister Ruth Nankabirwa, who was expected to appear before the House to explain the increasing fuel prices skyped the session without any communication.
By ministers on 3-1, the spike in the pump prices of fuel.
On Wednesday, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Mong, asked the Ministry of Energy to appear today and give an account on the unquestionable, indiscriminate and high charges on fuel by many fuel and gas stations.
Ministers in charge of that docket are out of station, but we communicated to them. But right now, we cannot, they cannot present because they're out of their station. Thank you.
How many ministers are in energy?
There are 3. Right now, there are 3.
How come all of them can be out of station? So who is running the ministry?
The summons arise from the skyrocketing fuel prices across the country a few months after economic recovery were made. The Minister for Energy, Ruth Nankabirwa, snubbed today's sitting of Parliament, where she was expected to give a report on the hiked fuel prices, and her absence without communication left the House in arms.
Acted on the instructions as yesterday. As of today, I have no instructions to present a report.
All the ministers were approved. How can we fail to have just one minister here?
Members of Parliament have faulted government for often failing to regulate the fuel market, leaving sharks in the fuel business to exploit the masses.
Right now, The prices are increasing without any intervention of the government.
We should come out directly. Where is the real Prime Minister? The one who is fully facilitated to appear here every week.
Speaker Anita Mong was concerned over the continued absence of ministers, which has over time suppressed the business in the House and left many unresolved issues, which she says undermines operations of the House.
Assuming tomorrow when you want to appropriate money for those ministries and these members are not there, what would happen?
However, Mong directed the government chief whip Hamson Obua to put Minister Ruth Nankabirwa on notice over the matter.
Can you write to the minister?
Absolutely have no reservation, because this is a directive of the Speaker. Mine is to relay, and I undertake to relay.
The current fuel costs in different gas stations range from 5,000 shillings per litre, an increase from 4,200 shillings. This has accelerated the cost of goods due to the increasing costs of transportation. In the earlier investigations that had been instituted by Parliament to establish the rising costs of fuel after COVID-19 lockdown indicated that most fuel companies were intentionally hoarding fuel. Susan Aung and Gloria Guitabinji reporting for Ubc TV.
The African Union Transition Mission in Somalia has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting the ongoing Somali-led military offensive against the Al-Shabaab militants to ensure peace and security in Somalia ahead of its exit in December 2024. The force commander, Lieutenant General Sam Okedeng, told Somali journalists during a media briefing at the Artemis Force headquarters in Mogadishu.
Our goal as Artemis and other stakeholders is to see more secure, stable, and prosperous Somalia. This is a message to the entire world. One of our key roles to make sure that we mentor security forces of this country so that when we leave, we don't leave a vacuum. Artemis forces have also maintained gains made over the years. Artemis has not lost any territory which was captured by AMISOM, as I told you in the beginning. So this is also a gain. It is one thing to capture, but it's also another thing to maintain. So Artemis has consolidated those gains.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, in another story, in a move towards professionalization in Uganda's tourism sector, the Uganda Safari Guides Association, in collaboration with the Tourism and Hospitality Sector Skills Council, has successfully completed the assessment of more than 100 senior tourist guides. Jacqueline Nyerashize, the acting commissioner for museums and monuments, expressed her confidence that the newly acquired skills by Uganda's tourism guides will play a pivotal role in elevating and streamlining the operations within the country's tourism sector.
The tour guides are a formidable force that guide tourists across Uganda's tourist attraction destinations. This assessment of tour guides is a fundamental step in making Uganda's tourism sector competent.
Having a certificate as a senior tour guide and the training they have undergone, what does it mean for cultural tourism, what does it mean for tourism at large? Of course, when you have people who are certified or who are well experienced and educated, or who have the skills, communication skills. You know, the skills does not mean only, you know, having knowledge, but, you know, being able to sell the country, and selling the country, not only looking at one area, but making the country attractive. And so we think that this program of skilling of tour guides will not only benefit the guides, but will benefit the country at large.
The certification of these over 100 senior tourist guides is part of an extensive plan that will see over 2,000 Uganda's tourist guides get the necessary skills and training to propel Uganda's tourism industry to a higher notch.
We have so far assessed about 1,200, and I think we're remaining with about 300 for those who have been existing according to our figures of 2017. So this means that those who have finalized level 1, they'll be going for level 2. Level 2 requires for further training, for deeper understanding of the dynamics, of the challenges, looking at animal behavior, understanding our cultures, understanding on our geography, understanding how landforms were created, so that they are able to communicate knowledge. Because every tourist that travels around would like to understand how things happen. How did they happen? They want to find guides who can be able to tell a good story about our country, so that they create, or they get memorable experiences into the country. And it is that very guide that can create a memorable experience through their stories, through the knowledge sharing that they will give the tourists.
So it's a bigger program that we want to make sure that every tourist guide in this country has been assessed and they're given licenses from Uganda Tourism Board. That's why today people are very happy who have been working in this tourism sector for over 30 years, 25 years.
The assessment presents formidable opportunities for Uganda's tour guides to operate seamlessly and explore many opportunities that will advance the tourism industry.
We are happy that our industry is becoming professionalized. The guides, you are the people, you are the what we call the foot soldiers. So for us on our side, we are so happy that the guides are being certified, and we now expect more clients for you being professional.
Uganda as a major tourist destination in East Africa. The learning opportunities of this kind seek to give Uganda's tour guides a well-informed view as they brand Uganda's heritage sites to visiting tourists coming from near and beyond. Crispus Arineitwe, UBC News.
Still to do with the tourism sector, the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities and Uganda's Handicraft and Souvenirs recently convened in Kampala to reflect on and draft a final evaluation report for the Handicraft and Souvenir Development Project in Uganda, which has just concluded after 4 years of implementation. With a total project cost of $1.7 million, the project is touted to bolster the handicraft and souvenir sector in the country.
Focus on external markets. Please use the skills to keep your businesses running. Tourism is a private sector-led, it's a private-led sector. We cannot survive as the Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Activities without you. And when you see us spending time and money, coming to talk to you today, and even before, it is because we appreciate the fact that without you, we cannot be. So I want to appeal to you who have received skills, who have received tools, who have received centers, to make sure that you use these ones for the better part of our country. We want to see the handcraft and souvenir sector develop higher levels. Those of you who have been certified, this is not the time for you to sleep and say, I have done it.
So the purpose of the project was to enhance the handcrafts and souvenir sector in the country, so that the Uganda is able to have good quality products to sell. So the purposes were for enhanced production, quality production, and market access, and also to assist, to support the most vulnerable communities as you know, most of the handcrafts are produced in the communities. So that was the purpose of the project. We have done, the project has done has some deliverables. For example, we carried out capacity building areas of product design and market development. We did leadership and governance. We wanted the producers to form into groups so that they can have board of directors and board of governance, so that they are unregistered, so that they are able even to bid government procurement systems and the like.
This project it's 1.5 million US dollar funded, and also the minister has been implementing it with the ITC, which is International Trade Center.
And every time she talks, for me I've been reading, but for her when she was talking, she was...
Now, Hajat Mensah Kabanda, Minister for Kampala and Metropolitan Affairs, has officially inaugurated a brand new market in Tinda Chambogo Nakawa division. While the market operates within the private sector, it aligns seamlessly with Kampala's vision of becoming a city or smart city. The minister's enthusiasm for the market stems from her belief that it will bring substantial value to the local community.
So this is smart city. I wish we could come up with so many such places in Kampala or in Nakawa. As they've said, that this is the first of its kind and it's the cleanest in Nakawa. At least we shall continue supporting you, and you are supporting our ghetto boys, as we call them, those jobless boys and girls, especially my women. Abachala bali eyo mwekubireko mu ngalo. Because when you support one woman, at least you have supported so many people. Because for us, these days we are the caretakers of our homes and everything.
A movement that is reinventing and reimagining the capital markets. Honorable Minister, Madam, in your recent tour of the city, together with the Executive Director of Kampala, to find a home for the street vendors who were removed from the streets of Kampala, as well as an attempt to find new markets in different locations in Kampala as per the presidential directives, and with the establishment of Public and Private Act that was assented to by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda on the 22nd May 2023, motivated us to think of this project as a way of giving back to the people or to the community as part of our corporate social responsibility.
Douglas, abateefaako bokka na bokka wabula ne babaako ebintu bakola nga biyamba community yonna yonna. Yandyagadde okuzimba amaka amalungi, yandyagadde okuzimba apartments, naye yalaba nnigi mu kitundu kyaffe nti obutale mu Nakawa butono ddala, ate nga tulina abantu bangi abasoba mu 40,000 ababeera mu Nakawa naye nga bebakolera wasibu ddala. Tukwebaza okugonza omulimu gwaffe ng'obukulembeze.
Sat down as market vendors and identified that there was a problem of traffic just running over, and we thought that was going to be very dangerous. But fortunately, the Speaker has already spoken about it, and we are hopeful and we are sure that that is going to be worked on. And
it's time for us to take a short break. Do not go away. We'll return with more news.
Set to transport to the wrong person. Here's how to reverse it with MTN Mobile Money. Dial *165#. Select My Account. Select Initiate Reversal. You will see your last 3 transactions. Select the transaction you want to reverse. Enter your mobile money PIN and you'll get an SMS confirmation that the transaction has been blocked from being withdrawn. And that's it. Please note, only transactions that haven't been withdrawn can be reversed.
Junko. Yo. What? Check the shopping, man. What's your secret? Haven't you heard of the Parish Development Model PDM? Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk. No, it is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving. Junko, I thought I was one of your friends. You are, but you left me behind. I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do? Just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief, and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish Development Model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government, designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life. Here is the 2023 musical launch of the year. 16th of September 2023, Kololo Ceremonial Grounds will be the only place to be, as the whole of Uganda will gather to witness the Museveni Awoma musical launch by Eman Sereko, also known as Munamasaka. Don't miss all your artists, comedians, stage and movie actors, members of parliament, ministers, leaders at different levels, led by the Right Honorable Premier Robin Nabanja. The chief guest of the day will be the one and only Sabalwanyi Jajamwami, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. All at a free entry at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds on the 16th of September 2023. Do not miss.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or gift.
Get freaky too. Dial *100*0# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *100*0#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *100*0# to get started.
Airtel. A reason to imagine.
Payamas. Nsobola okusasula ne momo? No. Ha. Hey, nsobola okusasula ne momo? Ha.
Yino merchant code yaffe.
Oh, kirungi.
Sebo meka?
Ebiri. Nyabo, nsobola okusasula ne momo?
Bambi nedda.
Ha. Baby, tuve wano.
Mukibango okusasula ne MTN Momo kigirako emigaso mingi n'egisingako eri buli omu, tekikola makulu okubanga tugirina.
Hello, nkimye rent. Nsobola okusasula ne momo? Ha.
Yes, osobola.
Sasula obagula ne MTN Momo olwo tukuddize ssente oleweeki ya bwerere. Kozesa Momo app owanyiga *553*3#.
Welcome back from that short break. Your lunchtime news continues. Uganda will join the rest of the world to celebrate the World Literacy Day on the 8th of September 2023. While addressing the press and Uganda Media Center, the Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs, Nyabashti Sarah Mateke, has said that Uganda's literacy rate has increased to 79, with an 85% increase in the rural areas.
This reality demands our undivided attention, as literacy is a key driver of social and economic development. The government of Uganda remains committed to addressing these disparities and promoting literacy as a vehicle for sustainable development. Programs such as UPE, Universal Primary Education, and USE, Universal Secondary Education, have expanded educational access, while adult literacy programs have been implemented to provide basic education to the adults who missed formal education. The Functional Adult Literacy, FAL, which is normally known as the FAL program, empowered over 2.5 million adult learners with practical skills, equipping them to participate actively in their communities. As the ministry in charge of literacy, we have developed a successor program to FAL called Integrated Community Learning for Wealth Creation, which is more integrative and has been updated to match learners' needs and challenges.
Now, the government of Somalia is once again offering amnesty to the members of the Al-Shabaab who are willing to surrender. It has publicized hotline numbers that the militants can use to make arrangements for their submission. This comes as a military offensive targeting the group is underway in several parts of the country.
Region of Kalmudug during the past week, he has once again emphasized his government's pledge welcome back into society any fighters from the armed group of Al-Shabaab who give up their ideology.
We said it before and we want to repeat it again that members of the Al-Shabaab fighters are still our sons who were indoctrinated. If they came back, they are still our sons. We don't hate them. Even the Almighty forgives his worshippers when they sin. So who are we not to forgive them? However, there must be conditions that fighters should accept their wrong actions.
The National Center for Preventing and Countering Violent Extremism has provided hotline numbers that fighters willing to respond to the government offer can call to surrender. Since then, senior Al-Shabaab figures including Nur Abdullahi have surrendered to government forces in the central region. Despite high-profile defections, authorities have reiterated that the ongoing operations will continue until they achieve their intended goal. The second phase of the offensive is also expected to kick off soon.
The National Consultative Forum has unanimously agreed to jointly plan the second phase of military operations against Al-Shabaab, targeting areas still under their control in states such as Jubaland, Southwest and Hishabelle, which are in the west banks of the Shabelle River.
The African Union peacekeepers helping the Somali government maintain law and order have commended the local forces for the progress they have made, despite some setbacks on the front line during the 9 months offensive.
We spoke about the ongoing offensive, and it was a good opportunity on behalf of the African Union and on behalf of ATMIS to congratulate the President, to congratulate the government for the good job done during the last 2 weeks in defeating Al-Shabaab.
President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud has made it clear from the start that talks with armed group Al-Shabaab will not result in any meaningful progress to end decades-old insurgency by the armed group. But analysts believe the amnesty approach by President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud administration is a clear indication that military actions alone is not a solution to ending the conflict in the Horn of African nation. Hamid Kahi, CGTN Mogadishu, Somalia.
And that's it from us. Thank you so much for allowing us into your lunchtime space. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpangan. From the entire news team, it's a good afternoon. UBC programming continues.
Inspiring Uganda. Coming soon